Hey guys, it is 5:30 a.m. on Monday the 26th of March. No, I am not an amazingly early riser, just waking up for the day. I am in fact still awake from yesterday. Before I do go to sleep though, I wanted to film this little bit to mark a possibly large event in Rodney's life, in his growing and his learning and his training. Tonight, he is going to be out of the puppy room for the first time, totally unsupervised. Dan is fast asleep, I'm obviously going to be asleep, and he is going to have almost as much free range over the home as he does in the daytime, with the exception of the office, which I always close at night to keep the cats out when I'm not around. He has been doing brilliantly with his house training since we brought him home. I know that he can go several hours throughout the day without going to the toilet. I know that he only has accidents in certain situations which he's not going to be presented with during the night. And I know that he can normally make it through an entire night without going to the toilet, but it doesn't take away how daunting it feels to know that he's just going to be totally unsupervised tonight. I don't know if I'm coming down with something, but I have woken up today feeling horrible, and it's not from not having enough sleep. I was able to get enough sleep last night, but I've had the feeling for a few days that something is coming, and it seems to be one of those sicknesses that's just enough to make you feel awful without being enough to justify you just sleeping in all day long. Good news though, Rodney did make it through the entire night without peeing. I'm so happy. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take down the gate to the puppy room, which is, I call it a room, it's just the corridor that is the entryway to our home, and I've put a baby gate across it. So I'm going to take the baby gate down today, and some people might be thinking, oh, it's a little soon, he's only done one night, but for me it's a case of you just have to go into it, you have to get it done, and I know if I leave the gate up I will be tempted to put him in there if I'm feeling really unsure tonight, whereas if I take it down, I haven't got a choice. I've got to let him stay out. I've got to trust him. It would appear that it's actually started raining just a tiny bit. But it's raining. We are in desperate need of this rain because the fields have already completely dried up. It looks like summertime already. I know a few of you were saying when I put out the March vlog, which for me now was only 2-3 weeks ago, all the fields were green and lush and looking gorgeous, and people were basically complaining like, oh, spring's not here yet, why have you got spring? Well, our spring's basically over already because it's just so dry and we haven't had rain for so long. So hopefully things will green up a bit again if this turns into a proper rainfall. It's threatening it, but there's no guarantee. Also, I'll give you 3 wild guesses as to what I'm doing right now. I'll give you a hint. I'm cleaning the office again. Actually, I have a pretty good reason for the mess this time because I'm currently doing some decorating work on the office. Since the year has started, I have been slowly redecorating the apartment. I want to get it done really before the end of springtime, ideally before the middle of springtime, because what I do is every single year I redecorate the apartment and I don't get it finished until right near the end of the year, so I'll finish redecorating and then I'll start redecorating again. It's a slight addiction. I will, of course, give you guys a full and detailed tour once it's finished. I don't think I've ever done a tour of this office like this. The last time I did a tour of this room was when it was a rabbit room, which was years ago. So I'm definitely in need of doing a new one. Are you chewing on my foot? Helpful Rodney. So this big box here, look how big this is. It's huge. It's gorgeous. This is my armchair, my desk chair, whatever you want to call it. And I definitely have to be very careful about not damaging this box, because this will make a fantastic playpen for iodine. It is so hard to find a cardboard box that is tall enough to keep a Syrian hamster in. Whoa! I could sleep in this thing. Look at the size of it. For those interested, this is the chair.
Wearing light shoes, walking down the shore, diving head first down to the ocean floor. Your dark brown eyes reflect fireflies, living bright nights, getting me high on life. It's a night to
Do you mind? Do you mind? I love it. I love it so much. It's so pretty, it's so comfortable, and it's not too squishy either. It's quite a firm chair. Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I'm so glad I have it at last. So glad. I've noticed Zinc seems to be getting a little bit bigger, a bit chubbier, so I'm going to give him another weigh-in and see, hello, see if he's put on any more weight. He was about, I believe, 33 grams the last time we weighed him. If we can just get him to get in the pot, that'd be great. There you go. No, wrong direction, wrong direction. Go inside the pot. In the pot. There you go. Yeah, 37 grams. You are looking bigger. Big chunker. Woo. As well as making some extra changes to the office, I've also been working on the redesign of the channel's thumbnail images. Now, every single year I make slight changes to the design of the thumbnail images, and for 2018 I made a huge change. I went from my usual very playful, bright, colourful, cutesy style and went into a more artsy, mature style, and I've just found, as much as I like them, as good as they look, they just don't work on my channel. They look a mess, they look out of place, and they really don't set the tone, which is of course not good for channel growth. So I've decided to go back a few steps, redesign the images, make them fit in with the channel, fit in with the vibe and the theme a bit more, and I am just slowly working one by one on replacing each image. I spent so many hours trying so many different designs and experimenting, changing things around, and it was so tiring, but I'm so happy with the end result. Now it's just going to take hours and hours to remake all of the old ones, but luckily once it's done, and the channel should look a lot better. Yes! 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 Good boy! Ow, took my fingers off there. Good morning. Hello. Rodney,
I have a teeny tiny question for you. Just a little one. Just a small one. What happened? What's this? Did you take sponge off the sofa? Did you chew up the sofa? Are you proud of yourself? You're always proud of yourself. That sofa cost money. Now it's all over the floor in little pieces. I can't sit on this. I can't sit on this. I appreciate that you chewed a part that no one can see. But, we can't do this. This can't be a thing. And I can bet you just sat by and watched the whole thing, didn't you? Cat people, sympathise. Sympathise. Sympathise more. Why do they make us live like this? Look at this, they're even working in teams. Bertie knocked this off, Rodney chewed it up. Hello there, welcome back to the office where, although it may seem like everything is still in utter chaos, considerable progress has been made. I made and painted 2 new shelves, which look very nice. They have my little animals on them, because, you know, animals. I spruced up the viewer artboard and moved it over to the other side of my room because I had another hook on the wall over here, and it's just a little more convenient. Plus, I get to see it every time I walk in the room. Elizabeth is completely and utterly obsessed with any kind of device. Cameras, phones, iPods, tablets, doesn't matter what it is. She wants it. This is the first phone I have had in many years. I'm not a phone person. I am freaked out by making phone calls, receiving phone calls. I have like 3 contacts on here. Got Dan, my mum, my sister. That's it. But Dan bought me this for the winter solstice because he was fed up of not being able to contact me, and now I'm basically just using it to mess with my cats. I've just downloaded an app called a human to cat translator, which obviously isn't a translator because you can't translate human into cat. But apparently it does make people's cats have a funny reaction, so I thought I'd try it with the silliest of our cats. Oh, of course it brought you in instead. You cat fanatic. You are the least helpful dog I have ever met. You're less than unhelpful. I need that pencil. Can I have it, please? Can I have it? I'll give you something different. I'll give you something better. You can have a hammer. Ooh, what about a hammer? Or a hacksaw? Or a circular saw? Oh, okay. This is a fantastic example of why I love natural substrates so much and why I prefer them over paper-based substrates. One of the reasons is how easy it is for animals to build tunnels. This tunnel here, I'm not sure how well you can see, it goes right the way through to the other side. It is held up entirely by itself. There's no toys under there, no bridges, nothing. That is just what Zinc has dug what he has built, what he has created. That's it, holding itself up. I have failed so hard with my work today. I had a bunch of videos planned out that I was going to get filmed, mostly DIY videos. I was going to film those, it was going to be great. I was going to try and edit one in time for tonight or tomorrow, and it's just... It's all gone down the drain. While we're here though, I might as well talk a little bit about the projects I do have planned. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but at least the ones I've already been chatting about over on Twitter. The first one I want to get done is Iodine's cage. That's what all this wood back here is for. There's a bunch of wood all piled by there. It's a right mess. But Iodine's cage, which you can see over there, I love. Absolutely love it. Designed it myself, but it's really hard to find it a good place to stay in our apartment. It's really hard to put it somewhere without it feeling in the way or clunky or out of place, and that bugs me. So what I'm going to do to resolve that is actually dismantle that cage, take it apart completely, down to the ground, and I'm going to build her a brand new, slightly bigger cage underneath the Billy XL. It's not going to be quite as big as the Billy XL. I've made it slightly narrower because I want to create some storage space behind it for things I need to store behind it. The Billy XL, I believe, is about 1,800 square inches, maybe slightly bigger than that. Iodine's new cage will be about 1,400 square inches, and her current cage is, I think it's just over 1,000 square inches, thereabouts. So it's an increase in size. The other project I want to work on is also a cage project, and that is redesigning the inside of Sulphur's cage and the inside of Osmium's cage. Now, both Sulphur and Osmium are they're not super people-y hamsters. They're both tame and they're both okay to be held for doing health checks and things like that, not a problem, but they don't really crave people attention. They don't crave time outside of their cage, unlike Iodine, who loves to come out of her cage and explore, absolutely loves it. But those two, they like to chill, they like to just be in their home. But from my experience, I've found that hamsters like that really benefit from having a very natural setup. They appreciate it a lot more. So I'd like to give them both natural setups, see how they react to it, see what they think of it. I need to collect a few more things for it. I need to go up to the city and to the pet shops there. Anyway, enough chat about things that I will be doing. I need to get on with things that I should be doing, which means editing, and I'll probably see you guys later on. There's my little Zinkadoo waiting for his evening snack. And now today he's gonna have a little bit of plain boiled chicken. You're not interested? Do you not want it? It's chicken. How come? Well, we'll get you something different to eat then. Here you go. Here's something you'd definitely like. A nice big hazelnut. Oh! You might like some of this. No, you don't want any either. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Look who is awake. And looking very round at the moment. I need to chuck you back on the scales soon. Look at the size of you. You're a beast. Yeah, oops, sorry. Didn't mean to knock your wheel. Want some chicken? Not that you need it. Chubby. Is that it? That's all your exercise for the day? No wonder you look like a fluffy slug. If there is one hamster that never lets me down when it comes to food, it's iodine. Oh. Yeah, try this. Oh no, you're just eating it straight out of my hand. Chicken. Chicken is good. So you can always trust that you'll eat something. Perch. Good boy. Hold. Go.
We've been on and off and on too many times. Maybe we should draw the line.
We've been grasping at the same old straws too many nights. Yeah, I think we're out of time. And I can't take it no more. Burning all my fuses. I can't take it no more. Oh, oh, oh. And I can't take it no more. Burning all my fuses. I can't take it no more. Oh, oh, oh.
We've been feeling down and coming up with bad ideas. Let them all just disappear.
We gave everything away for one another's needs. Let's push away what we hold dear.
Who was trying to play tug of war with me? Hi. Can you give me like 2 minutes and I will be right with you to play? I promise. Go play tug of war. No. Enough. 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 Fish breath. I want to very quickly talk about something that always is discussed in the comment section every time Rodney is featured in one of my videos, and that is Rodney's weight. Every single time he's on camera, I get comments from obviously concerned and caring viewers who are worried that he is still underweight, that maybe he's having trouble eating or feeding, or that he's still having issues with his weight and his general health. At one point, he was underweight when we first got him at the end of December, and if you don't know his backstory, Rodney came from the street. He didn't have food for a very long time, so he had lost a little bit of weight, and if you want to know more details on his story, his backstory, how he came to be in our lives, there is a whole video dedicated to that topic. But that was a few months ago now, and since bringing Rodney home, getting him onto a regular healthy diet, he has gained quite a bit of weight. It certainly wouldn't hurt him to put on a little bit more weight, and I'm certain that once he is fully grown, because he is still a puppy, he's only about 6 months to a year old, somewhere within that bracket, and dogs grow until they're about 2 to 3 years old. Once he's reached that point, and also once he has been neutered in a couple of months' time, he will almost certainly put on a few more pounds. But right now, there's nothing wrong with him, there's nothing to worry about. Our vet is not worried about him at all, we are not worried about him, and so you guys definitely do not need to be worried about him. Yes, his ribs do show when he's moving around, when he's running, when he's turning, when he's jumping, when he's doing whatever, but that is quite simply because he is a slender dog. He is never going to be a bulky dog, he's never going to have a lot of body fat. His build, his natural genetic build, is a very slender and lean one. He does have some defined and muscular areas in his shoulders and in his thighs, but for the most part he is a lanky string bean of an animal. I feel like one of the reasons so many people think that Rodney should be bigger is because of the warped perspective of the camera, making him look a lot more Labrador than he actually looks in real life. Cameras are really bad for getting perspective on point, and Rodney, if you see him in person, you can tell there's probably some Labrador in there, but he is clearly not a Labrador, and Labradors are big, bulky dogs. So I think when people assume that Rodney is just a Labrador, they assume that he should look a certain way, and because he doesn't look that way, it can come across like something's wrong with him, but I just want to reassure people, he is fine. He is being taken good care of. He eats really well. He has a great appetite. As you've seen in my videos, he eats a wide range of different foods. He's not fussy at all. He loves his fruits, he loves his vegetables, he loves his meat, brown rice, all that stuff. He has a kibble-based diet, and then he has home cooked meals on top of that to make sure he's getting all the extra nutrients. He also has a ton of energy. He loves to run, he loves to play. He is not lethargic at all. So I want to make sure that people are not worrying as much as they have been in the past, because he really is doing so well. Do you want to play, do you? Alright, let's go and play now then.